Hi, my name is Brian LaPayower, and this is LaPayower Report. On today's program, we'll be talking about spirituality as well as healing. With my guest today, he is a spiritual healer and teacher. He is the co-host of the program God's Way Y.T.V.T, co-host of Tune to Angels, as well as a producer. And his guest with me, my guest today, is Thomas Knights Templar. Thomas, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you, Brian, for inviting me.
Okay. There's so much going on about you, Tommy. I definitely want to thank you for coming out here. Can you please tell the viewers out there about yourself, and please explain to us how did you get involved in spirituality?
Well, I got involved in spirituality. I was raised Catholic. Later on in life, I became a born-again Christian, and still Christian, still consider myself Christian, but picked up on the spirituality, and God moved me in certain directions, and I met the right people and teachers, and was bestowed with a gift. And from that point on, it just basically went on and did what I do. You know, we do it on the show. People who come in, they're sick, and we help them, we heal them, you know, and they get better, you know, and that's been the whole premise. You know, we teach a modality on God's Way of Y.T.V.T called Y.T.V.T, which is an energy healing. My host, Alderfina Shepherd, she wrote the book, God's Way, the manual, and I would suggest that you order that if you really want to learn how to do this. The prayers are in it as are necessary to do energy work and energy healings, and I think you'll find it rewarding.
Okay. Now you do the programs you have done here. First one is Tune to Angels.
Yes.
Originally you were a producer, but then you had switched off to another to somebody else because you basically started because I started a series for the program God's Way Y.T.V.T. The producers now for Tune to Angels, when a taping does happen, producer is Lisa DeGennaro. The first time I met you, I think I'm correct. Maybe I might be wrong on it here, but no. Let me reemphasize myself. One of your hosts from Tune to Angels is Claudia Canuto.
Yes, Claudia.
And Claudia, I met her at an event with Lisa DeGennaro's brother Stephen. It was actually both their events called River Girls Television.
Yes.
Which is also a Nova Award winner program. And I think in 2012, you did the first ever Tune to Angels.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
And Claudia is very gifted. She's been seeing the Blessed Mother since she's been 3 years old, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And she works primarily with the Blessed Mother and Saint Raphael, the Archangel.
Yeah.
And she does phenomenal healings. She really does. And people would come out to see the show and see the testimonials, and I mean, she lives up in Canada, and yet she comes down here to do this show.
Yes.
All right.
And eventually one of these days, we're gonna make the trip out to Canada to see Claudia, because she has done
up to Canada.
She has done quite a lot this past year. She
was in a serious accident.
Yes, fortunately. Well, but she's all right and everything.
Yes.
Right. Now the program that you're seriously currently running now, God's Way Y.T.V.T. This is with Alderfina Shepherd here, and the program itself is inspired by, believe it or not, one of the programs here, Spiritual Exploration, hosted by Christine Chavone.
Well,
go ahead.
When I first became a producer here, Christine kind of took me under her wing, and let me work on her shows, and then eventually helped me launch my show, which was Tuning Into Your Angels.
Yes.
All right. I'm the host of that show.
Right.
Okay. And she helped me with that, and she works with me on that show, and she also works with me on God's Way.
Yeah.
She's our floor manager there. And Christine has been, very dear friend to me, and she's always helped me whenever I had any kind of issue or asked her how to do something. She would, help me there. Yeah. And we also do healings together.
Okay.
So.
Yes, I also helped her out with the creation of her YouTube site in 2011.
That's right.
A lot of people, believe it or not, do watch the her programs.
Well, she has 15 years now.
She been hosting in CTV 15 years. She finally won an award at the 2014 Novas for a program here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I mean our own director Guy K. Comier, he is a award-winning producer too for his programming as well.
Yes.
Yes. Now, when you mentioned about gifts, when you change over from a Roman Catholic to a Christian here, what was one of your first powers?
Well, I don't like to use powers as a word to describe that. We were all born with the ability to do these things. Okay, Jesus told his apostles to go out into the world and to heal people and to bring the word of the gospel to them. And basically, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bring people to Christ through the healing that the Holy Spirit, which is instilled in me, when I touch them, okay, and they get better. You know what I mean? I tell them give all the grace and all the accolation to God, because I don't actually do it. I'm just the vessel, just like you would be the vessel, just like anybody else would be the vessel who does it. You know what I mean? This is what comes from having a personal relationship with God, and that's basically it.
So let me ask you this: all your healings, are they really sectarian or non-sectarian?
The show is non-sectarian, although we do go along the guidelines of biblical, and it's a lot more than that. You know, it has to do with Akashic records, and has to do with a lot of different higher echelon learning. All right, Y.T.V.T is a very high echelon learning taught to Aldefina by Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, and the people say, "Oh, it was taught by Jesus." No, it's true. She channeled Jesus, and he gave her the modality of that. And we've seen people make miraculous turnarounds. You know, they had serious problems, you know, and they're better, you know. And I mean, you've witnessed it here too. You've seen me do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's very true. Okay, don't get me wrong. Everybody have their skeptics of what is real, what is not real, what is the truth, what is not the truth. I've been for that experience too. I've seen like images of like pictures and stuff. They were like used in some magazine. Next thing you know, I see them like post. I'm like, wait a minute. I put two together. Like, there's got to be a logical explanation. I think people just use these images just to make profit.
There are a lot of people who will depict things in a favorable light.
Yeah.
You know, for monetary gain. Money is not my God. I really could care less. All right, you see how I am here. You know, I don't care about that. All right. I believe that if you empower that, then you'll always be in the search to try to always have that, and you won't be happy unless you do, and then it will never be enough. And you want to know something? When you die, I don't care if you have billions or you have a red cent in your pocket, you still go to the other side with nothing but love. And if you didn't have love in this life, how are you going to know what you're going to have in the next?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. What would build up your life?
What? I'm sorry.
What would build up your life?
What would be?
Well, like for instance here, I mean, everybody, you're born, you go for school, and you start to like build up on your path. Now, obviously, you probably had a time, maybe at a younger age, you weren't involved in spirituality, but you were involved with other things.
Well, I learned a lesson. I look back on my life, because people always ask me, when did you know, when did this happen?
Because one thing I do recall, you, from conversations with you, you used to be a musician.
Well, I sing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't sing anymore.
I don't sing professionally anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do.
And they weren't like gospel or spiritual songs either. They were like just regular cover songs.
There were Neil Diamond, Elton John, B.J. Thomas. I always like to sing romantic love ballads.
Meatloaf?
Well, I can't do me. He's got a range that's like out of this world.
But I would do anything for love.
Well,
but I won't do that. That's Meatloaf.
But the guy, his voice, his octaves are crazy.
Yes.
You know? But getting back to what I was saying as far as gifts like that, when I was a kid, and I know many people have the same issue, something they didn't want to happen, they put all their focus on it, and guess what?
What?
It happened. Why? Because instead of manifesting for good, they empowered a negative thought and manifested the negative thought. And we all do that because there's a little thing installed in us called ego.
Right.
And your ego tells you, oh, no, you can't do that. You know, and then when you talk to people and you tell them about your aspirations and your dreams, instead of standing with you, they try to say, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. That's not practical. That doesn't make any sense. Don't let anybody else steal your dream.
Right.
Because their negativity will stick to you, and then you're going to wind up empowering that negative thought by your ego and doubt your ability, and that's going to be it. Also, if you learn to quiet your ego,
yeah,
you can go places.
Okay. Anyways, also on the program, we do have pictures. All the pictures on the program have been pre-screened. We looked at them in advance to make sure what is qualified to be put in air. So we're going to go ahead and Guy, our technical director, is going to put up the first picture. Okay. This picture was used before about a year ago with, I think, but with, no, I'm not sure.
That's Phyllis Grey Wolf.
I'm sorry, I'd add Adafina during the summer. We showed this picture, but go ahead, Tommy.
All right, that's Adafina is next to me with the blonde hair, and to my, on the show there would be to my left is Christine Schiavone, and to my right is Phyllis Grey Wolf. Phyllis is a spiritual regressionist, which means she can regress you to see where, you know, if you have any problems, what lifetime that might have come in, and helps you to relieve that so you don't carry that weight with you and remove that negative karma.
Right.
Christine, like I said, she's been my mentor here and helped me launch the shows that I have, and always works closely with me.
And that was from the first ever God's Way Y.T.V.T program.
That's right.
Yes. Let's go to the next picture. Okay, this is a group shot from Tuning Into Angels.
That's right.
I think it was from, more than 2012, I think, if
This
I'm correct.
probably was, with Louisa, it was probably
yeah, it was definitely
20, no, because we had...
or 2013. So
it had to be 2013, yeah. And...
a lot of people in the picture. I'm in the picture. You're in the picture.
I always like to have the crew picture in there because the show wouldn't be on without the crew.
That's correct.
You know.
I think this was from a cell phone shot. I think this came from the person right next to Mike, again, myself. That's Teresa Picano. And also we had on the show was Antonio DeSantis. Right. Of course, Luisa Mastromarino. Lisa DeGennaro, Christine Chavone, and of course your buddy and also guest of this program, Dave DeLeese.
Dave DeLeese, yeah.
And of course Patricia Brady and Claudia Canuto.
Dave's my Gumbadi Cheech from Howard Beach.
Really? Yeah. Let's go next picture. Okay, another group shot. All right, this is probably from the last Tune to Angels, the Queen of All Angels show. I, of course, I had to take care of an errand, and I was able to get back in the last 2 minutes of the show.
You got back in time to, you know.
Another big crowd. You had on, of course, Louise Mastro. Also, believe it or not, next to Lisa DeGennaro, right below, Rita Gigante.
Yeah, Rita Gigante, Venita Chin Gigante's daughter. And Josephine Perron, who's a very dear friend of mine. Yeah. And amazing spiritualist.
And you got definitely like a big crowd. You also have Lisa Archer, Kathy Archer, Nikki Archer. The Archers?
Well, Kathy is
not Kathy.
Her name is Gullo.
Right.
All right, but yes, they're...
it's not Archer, really. That's her.
They're astrologists.
Really?
Yes, they're both astrologists.
I don't think Nick is an astrologist.
No, Nick, no. He's a student in learning.
Yeah.
You know, we worked on him. He's doing very well, Nicholas.
Yes. Let's go to the next picture. Okay, this is from a recent God's Way Y.T.V.T program.
Yes.
I'm right there, and I'm also the guest right below me is Steve Popeltek. Yeah. He is a spiritual healer, teacher.
He's a shaman. He's a cosmic shaman.
Yes.
He is amazing. I have never seen a man who could speak so eloquently, so quickly, and you can stop him in the middle of what he's saying and go right back to what he was saying.
Yeah, and he was also a guest on Christine Chavone's Spiritual Exploration.
Yes.
And if you go on YouTube, look up Kabbalah, Tree of Life on the Spiritual Exploration. I swear that video, half an hour. The program is like an hour. Christine Show Spiritual Exploration is an hour program, and I divide up the program into two based on I'm ripping off the DVD, and a half an hour of a show has about over 80,000 hits.
Yeah, it's
I just can't believe it either because you know what it is. The guest Steve Pavlitek has a huge following.
Huge following.
Huge
He
following.
was in Central America.
Really?
As of late, yeah. He was doing some earth balancing and things like that, and removing some negativity.
Yeah. Also, we have right next to me Steve DeGennaro, Michael Gatt, Lisa DeGennaro, and of course Hadafina. Let's go to the next picture.
Look at Mike.
Another I think another episode of God's Way Y.T.V.T.
Yes.
We also have on this other guy named David. I forgot his last name. Originally from Canada, if I recall. Michael Gatt, Peter Abraham.
Yes.
And of course Josephine Perron.
Josephine
Perron and the Archer, Lisa, Lisa, Nikki, Kathy, and I see Dave Lease right in the background next.
He's in the background by the sign.
Yes. Let's go next picture. Another God's Way program.
Yeah.
I think this one, Dave DeLeese, was the guest of the program.
Yes, he was.
We were talking about you was talking about UFOs and other spirituality.
That was a hilarious show.
Yes.
That was really funny. Look at Mike.
Mike
that is why it was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was just
for anyone that knows, Michael Gadd is not only a friend of ours, but he's also the producer of the Chris and Cookie Show. Yes. They can catch it on both CTV as well as on YouTube. Well, of course, Steve DeGennaro, Lisa, Kathy, Nikki, and of course you.
Yes.
Let's go next picture. Another. I think this is from another Tuning Angels program here.
This was with Carol Tolan.
Yes.
She's known as the comedian
medium.
Ooh, I couldn't even say it.
Comedian medium.
Yes.
And I'm friends with her through Adolphina Shepard.
Yes.
And she lives all the way out in New Jersey. Adolphina brought her over here to CTV for the first time.
Well, they both live way down close to the border of
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And you want to hear something else? The weird part about this episode of of God's Way Y.T.V.T, this went live on the air without even knowing. It was an air by CTV, but it was one of the funniest live moments for a program to air on the program God's Way on the program Tuned to God's Way Y.T.V.T.
We had a live blooper reel.
Yes, we did.
Let's
go next picture. And Stan Pinocchio. Is this one of our Throwback Thursday pictures?
This is what it is.
Yes.
Did you recognize that guy?
He looks so familiar.
Take a good look. Imagine him wearing a spandex tight.
You're kidding me. Is that Taz from the World Wrestling Entertainment, now in TNA?
That's it. Taz is a very, very good friend of mine. He's also my best man's brother.
You don't say.
Younger brother.
You don't say. Where was this picture taken?
This picture was taken in Long Island at, not the Coral. It was one of the catering homes out there, houses out there. I can't think of the name right now, but his brother's daughter got married, and it was at that place, and he was with me.
Did he? At least he was smiling in the picture. If he was really angry with you, he'd probably give you a Taz suplex or something.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. You see Taz?
Yeah.
He's basically around 5'8". I'm 5'10".
I thought he was 5'9".
But he's 5'9" this way in the shoulders.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Okay.
And strong as a bull.
Okay. That's all the pictures we have for today. So let's go back.
Okay.
That's a lot of pictures based on the program God's Way and Tuning to Angel, but mostly it's been God's Way Y.T.V.T because the fact, like I said,
it's a series.
Yes, it's a series. It's a series here, done once in a month. Same thing with this program right here, once a month. I think most everybody else is once a month, unless you get lucky to get twice a month.
Well, I don't want to do twice a month. Once a month is good.
Yes.
Okay.
For anyone out there that wants to get involved with the spiritual work that you're doing, how can anybody do that? How does anybody become a spiritual healer? I mean, this is all New Age. This is all New Age, and there's also Reiki. There is also.
Well, I would encourage anyone to learn how to do Reiki, because Reiki is it's channeling the God's energy force. There's one major force in the universe that comes, travels throughout, and that's the universal power of God.
Yeah.
And we are nothing but computer terminals. If you learn how to tap into that, you can use that energy for good. And the good is to heal people and to help people. All right. I always say like this: is that help others before you even think about helping yourself, because you pay it forward.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. You have to basically do your time. Do your learning.
Yeah.
You know, as you progress, God will place the right teachers in your path, and He's done it for me, and He will do it for you, and He will do it for anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, as you get to a certain point in your learning, okay, He will put the next teacher in front of you. I've seen it happen thousands of times.
Yeah. Who was your first spiritual healer teacher?
My first spiritual teacher?
Yeah.
I would say John Holland.
Who's he?
John Holland is a very famous clairvoyant.
Yeah.
All right. He's been on those shows where they were looking for Beth Holloway. I think that was her name. Who went missing in
Aruba, right?
Yeah.
And Vandersloot.
Yeah, and,
supposedly the son of her body. They never
yes.
recovered the body.
And he was instrumental in that investigation on Aruba. But I read his books and I found them fascinating, and that started to open up my gifts by practicing his methods of getting to the beta stage. And from that point, everything gradually progressed.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of people over the years that are very gifted, and learn things from them, and they learn things from me.
Yeah.
And you've seen what it is with the show. You see the quality of guests that we have on.
Yeah.
They're very, very gifted. And, you learn and you learn and you learn, and you make these things that you learn your own truths, because you don't have to do everything verbatim. You find what works for you, and then you go from there.
Yeah. About guests on the show, let's say they want to bring people to come to a taping of the programs. Can anybody do that?
Yeah, so all they got to do is contact us at either Tuning Into Your Angels, or if they want to come to God's Way.
Yeah.
Okay, to contact us on even on our Facebook page. If you're in the metro area and you can make it, we do tape on the third Friday of the month. We get here at 6, but you don't have to be here until 7. And we have limited space, for about 20 people to come as audience guests. And that fills up pretty quick. So if you're interested in that, send us an email or contact us on our Facebook page, and we'll be glad to work with you.
Okay. So far, of all the, so far you've done at least about there's at least 6 shows in Tune to Angels at the moment here. Hopefully there'll be many more. The God's Way show, it has released over, I think 15. I think they're coming up to a 16th show already.
Yeah.
Joe?
This is our 3rd season, I believe it is.
Yeah, well, everybody know what it is with the with CTV. They split down series. So I've been doing 2001. I think I'm in my eighth season, but I'm technically going by years. So I'll be like by this August, I'll hopefully be in the 4th year by doing this program.
Well, I know you do. You help everybody on their shows, Brian.
Just
I
about.
know. I count on you for mine. You know what I mean? I like to have a certain quality.
I wish I didn't have certain obstacles to keep blocking them.
Well, the last time that was out of you guys got to work. You got to work.
I know.
That's it.
Work comes first, but like I said, I don't want to go home, come home and be have a
You can't burn the candle at both ends.
No, you can't.
You can't get.
That's
no
my father
sleep.
told me.
Yeah, you just can't burn the candle at both ends. It doesn't work that way. Because when you do that, you'll wind up getting overtired, and then you're not at the top of your game.
That's happened the other day. I was up. I get like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was out till about 10.
By the way,
o'clock.
your energy is low, so you have to recharge your energy.
Yes, the most I ever stayed up was more than about 34 hours. I maybe like 1 hour sleep. If I was doing this overnight job in security, and they could take a toll on you too if you don't keep yourself mentally focused, keeping healthy.
If you never worked nights, nights could be debilitating.
Yes.
I've worked nights for many, many years, so it never bothered me.
The worst thing I ever did working at nighttime was eating something. You're not supposed to you shouldn't be really eating nothing at nighttime at all. You should be at least drinking water, fluids here. Otherwise, you'll develop heartburn. That's what I did. I developed some sort of heartburn. It was like coming down the middle of my stomach.
Yeah.
And then I took acid reducer, and my heart feels back normal.
Your body is telling you that it was used to daytime.
Yeah.
You have 35 years of doing something one way, and you only have 3 or 4 years of doing nights.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? You're going to want to have that slice of pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're going to die.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess with that.
No. Anything else you can mention about spirituality real quickly before we wrap up the show?
Well, we have 2 very, very good guests coming up. we always have great guests, but these two one channels the Divine Feminine, Isis, and the other one channels the Blessed Mother.
Okay.
So this is going to be very interesting. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people going to want to come to that show. So I would tell you, if you want to contact us on the Facebook page and put in your request, because that fills up quickly.
Yeah.
And once we have 20 people, we have to cut it.
Okay.
At that point.
Okay. Since the time's running short, Thomas, I definitely like to thank you for coming on the program.
That's all right,
Can you
bro.
please tell the viewers how can anybody make contact with you?
I just told them how
I
to do
know,
that.
but explain one time. They could go to
You can contact me at thomas.knightstemplar@gmail, or you can contact me on the Facebook page for either Tuning Into Your Angels or God's Way Y.T.V.T, which is God's Way with the initial letters Y.T.V.Y.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Tommy. Whoa. Lower down the music, guy. I haven't closed out the show yet. If anyone out there wants to make contact with me, they could write to the studio, email me at lapierreport@gmail.com. I'd like to thank Guy Cormier, staff and crew of the studio, and the accounting firm of AJC Advisors. To all the viewers that was watching, my name is Brian LaPayower, and this was LaPayower Report. Thanks for watching.